Hello, amazing artists. First, when you get your piece of clay, you are going to want to split it into 3 chunks. Then you are going to take the first chunk and split it in 2. You will want to squish and mush your piece like a fat caterpillar and then use the palm of your hand to roll it towards you. Then you can see I tapped each side on the table so that they're flat. Then if you have any cracks, don't worry. You can just smooth those out with your thumb or your finger. Then, once it is nice and rolled out about the thickness of your thumb, you're going to take your next piece and roll it towards you so that it becomes a cylinder or a long coil of clay. Smooth out any things that you don't like about it, and then you want to make sure each are the same size. So if one's a little longer than the other, just roll the shorter one so it's the same length. You're going to then take this wooden piece and put your 2 coils of clay on top. They should touch the table. So if they're not quite long enough, you might have to roll them a little more. If they're too long, you can always take some clay off so they're shorter. Then we're going to scratch and attach these pieces together. So I'll take the side and I'm going to scratch using my wooden stick tool, kind of just crisscrossing my marks. Then I'm going to add some water and smush them together. After I do that, I can use my thumb or my wooden tool to smooth them together really nice on the top so they're very stuck and blended. Then you're going to take your next piece of clay, split it into 2, and roll one of the pieces into a ball. That's going to be for the head. Mine was a little too big still, so I just took some off. Then I'm going to scratch and attach that onto my body. So I'm scratching and attaching it onto the legs and the body. Then I'm pushing it on so that they're together. Then what I'm going to do is start making the parts that make you know that it is the animal that you are creating. I'm making a cat, so I'm pinching these little triangle ears, using my pinching fingers to make the shape that I want. Then I'm going to scratch and attach those triangle ears onto my head, using my wooden stick tool to scratch one way and then another, crisscrossing like checkerboards, and then adding a little water. Once I have my ears, I'm ready to make my face. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm ready to make my tail, just kidding. Then once I make my coiled tail, I'm going to scratch and attach that on too. I can bend it a little bit also, so that it kind of looks like it would curl like a cat. If you're making a different animal, that's okay too. Find out how you might make their tail. Then I'm going to scratch and attach some eyes on, just small, tiny, itsy bitsy cookies of clay. If you would rather just carve your eyes in, that's okay too. Then I'm going to make kind of just some indents using my wooden stick tool. Then I'm going to add a nose. Again, if you just want to carve it in, that's cool. Otherwise, you can build a nose and scratch and attach the nose on too. Then I'm going to carve my mouth. So I like to use kind of just letter J shapes to make my mouth, but it really depends on the animal. Then you'll remove the wooden piece and you can pose your animal if you want. I wanted mine to look like it was kind of walking. So I moved the legs a little so that it looked like it was walking around.